Zack is set up to get the most tiny amount of credit for me, and then the entire episode goes to What's good, y'all? It's your guys, it's Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Zatima video, and in this one, I'm breaking down Season 3, Episode number 16. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Zatima content and conversations, y'all. What was this episode? The exposition dump, the Leslie confession at the very end as the dang on cliffhanger. Like, girl, what? Anyway, we pick up where we left off from the previous episode. Zack flipped Malachi over the table thinking it was Fatima. They was getting it on. First of all, why was y'all even getting it on my countertop? I love my friends. But no, I don't. Y'all could have took this right back to y'all's car. No, do I think Zack is okay or right for putting his hands on Malachi? No. But also, what exactly did y'all think y'all was doing? Why are your booty cheeks on my counter? Why are your booty cheeks on my island? Yeah, that is absolutely not going to work. That is 100% startling. And for a man who has never seen y'all before, wild behavior. Yes, Zack is a hothead, but you didn't need to have your booty cheeks on my island to prove that. And I understood and felt the energy, the little frenemy energy from Leslie from the very beginning. But I'm also like, girl, why was you so desperate and so thirsty to meet up with Fatima, for her to call you, for y'all to get dinner, or for y'all to talk and reconnect now that you were back, if you felt like your man was putting you in position to just be a knockoff great value version of her? You were saying that your man turned you into the great value Fatima and you still want to break bread? You still want to be friends? Why did you even move back to the city? But when Zack was flipping, I was about to call him Jamiroquai. When Zack was flipping Malachi over the table, we always, oh my God, I just love my man so much. My man love me. He can't keep his hands off me. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, one of the things that pisses me off in life is the amount of lengths that people will go to tell lies nobody even asked them for. Y'all created this whole moment of like, oh, we just can't keep our hands off each other. Oh my God, we're just so sexually attracted to each other. Oh my God, we're just so amazing. Only for you to have 2 glasses of wine and then divulge all of y'all secrets and insecurities. Meanwhile, I asked for none of it. I quite literally only want your FBI expertise so I can get my homegirl's nudes off the internet. And then we can go back to never knowing each other. And I'm like, Fatima, you didn't order Thai food. You didn't order vegan food. You didn't order burgers and everything else, when all you needed was to ask a favor. And if this man has been in love with you since the moment he has known you, then all you had to do was ask him a favor. You didn't have to feed him. You didn't have to give him alcohol. You didn't even have to offer up your house. They could have waited in a damn car. What is happening? But then that speaks to me, the poor writing of this episode. Like, what? While the concepts that were going down in this episode, I'm like, okay, this could have been good. It was not executed well at all. And I don't like critiquing writing because it is art and people be sensitive about I'm sensitive about my but it just was not good. It was so much exposition, so much telling, not enough showing. Angela even putting Bryce out in the last episode only to call him back in and get additional answers. This girl, and then she continues to say the S word just because you don't know anything else to say. Like, are y'all improv these scenes? What is going on? What is going on? I literally just watched and I'm like, what is going on? Not that this season of Zatima, and I'm speaking about season 3 as a whole, not that it has been stellar by any means. It hasn't been the worst, but it also hasn't been great. But I feel like we're going to limp out of this season because it's just a whole bunch of randomness for shock value happening, and it is not actually entertaining. It's not actually interesting. It's not actually intriguing. At this point, I don't care. The most intriguing thing about this episode was the bathroom conversation with Zack and Fatima when he came and he's like, oh, were you surprised to see me? Oh, you left me in jail. Why did you do that? Fatima, I don't want to talk about it. Then he follows her in the bathroom, which I'm like, okay, of course, Zack doesn't care. He talked about everything being on her time, but then everything has to be on your time. Now, what I will give Zack credit for is that he did actually listen and he was accountable and he did apologize. And I did feel like his apologies were genuine. I did feel like when she was saying like, you don't get it. My mom has experienced X, Y, and Z. She didn't want to put her dad through X, Y, and Z because she knew what he was capable of. And that doesn't negate the fact that she knows that her dad would protect her mom. But her mom wanted to manage the circumstances, manage the situations. And for Zack to say, well, you shouldn't have told me. We literally spent the first 5 episodes of this season with her trying not to tell you, and you running around all Atlanta in the projects, pissed off because people was keeping stuff from you. Yeah. So again, I'm giving Zack a monicum of like understanding, like, okay, a monicum of like, all right, this is how you move about it, because this is not how he would typically respond, but it's better. It's not optimally what I would want from a mature man in a relationship who was trying to lead a relationship, but it's better for Zack. He wasn't completely childish. He wasn't completely disassociated. He wasn't completely not elitist, I'm sorry. He wasn't completely entitled. He was listening. He heard Fatima out, and he actually took accountability, which is what I've been asking for this entire time. The amount of people who get in my comment section, oh my God, you just hate Zack so much. I hate a man who has all the potential in the world and decides not to act on it. I hate a man who operates out of his ego with everything and leans into toxic masculinity versus actually being a healed, healthy, evolved man. Yeah. All of the things that I'm actually calling for out of Zack are things that will be beneficial to his character. And if he behaved in these ways, he would be an evolved, much better version of himself, and definitely a much better match for Fatima. But y'all keep championing for this low vibrational Zack that y'all got. Y'all keep going hard for it, and I'm gonna keep saying what the hell I said. Yes. In this, watching him say, you know what, you shouldn't have told me, and then realizing like she tried not to tell you, she tried to go that route, and then it became this. You quite literally spiraled this whole thing into something that it never even had to be, all because you claimed that you wanted to protect me, but what was done was already done, and this is not protection, it's actually revenge. That's not how this works. And the chef's kiss for Fatima was providing an example of her married parents, her military daddy. Only for Zack to take his behind downstairs and then try to buck bad at Malachi and like, oh, Malachi can't tell that I haven't been trained. I haven't been in the military, but I know what I'm doing, only to get his turn on his. And I was glad that they gave us that moment, because I don't like how Zack gets so much plot protection in that when we got to see him, I don't even remember the dude name at this point. Last season, the dude in the elevator, when he headbutted him, and they just allow Zack to get the best of people that he really shouldn't. That guy was also in the military. So him being able to flip Malachi over the table, and it's like, but Malachi's trained, Malachi should know this stuff. I love that they gave Malachi a redemption motive to like be like, you literally caught me slipping, but don't get it twisted. Because they are always giving Zack the leg up on everybody, to which he should not actually have that. Now the dinner was a hot mess. Again, with the reveal, the animosity. Sorry, y'all. I'm tired, and I am in Baltimore for my granddad's funeral and still recording, which I should not be doing. But I feel like this also takes my mind off of it, so I am doing it. So just any flubs and stuff, I'm not editing it out. Just excuse it for me, pretty please, and give you a good sis grace, because I'm doing the best that I can, I promise. The animosity that has been oozing off of Leslie since we first meet her, especially when they get into this apartment or get into the duplex, is interesting to me, and it just culminates at this dinner. But when I think about the lead up to it, while they're getting the place settings and the wine, and Fatima takes a call from Angela, the way that Leslie is moving in the background feels very contentious. And what's interesting to me, if she knew this whole time, like she knew this bomb was going to drop, she knew how she feels like her man feels about Fatima, then why go so hard in talking about how she don't like Zack? If anything, you will want Zack to be the one, so that hopefully Fatima isn't having these same feelings that you feel like your man is having, so that he won't leave you for her, right? That's what I would be thinking. But no, you over here like, oh, he's a hothead. Oh, I looked up his record. Oh, da 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 da. All of the things that Zack thought that Malachi had did to him, Leslie actually had done to him. And she feels away, but Malachi is like, Which is interesting, because while Malachi feels very familiar in how he engages with Fatima, I don't feel like he was disrespectful by any means, or was harboring any ill feelings the way that Leslie is. So for her to be the one to sit down at the table and then make the whole dang on block hot by having this outburst about, oh, he has always wanted me to be Fatima. I spent the last 20 years trying to be Fatima, and I cheated with him, and then we fell in love, but then I never measured up. It's like, oh my word. And then Belinda, did you know this? Did you know that Fatima already had a best friend who had done the same thing to her, and then you turn your goofy ass around and do the same thing to her? And then another question, follow-up question. Leslie, do you know Belinda? Also, yes, let me double back. Third question, why are we using the word babe with the man that you quote unquote don't like with your friend, but you also have a history of taking your friend's man? At this point, if Fatima wasn't pregnant, I would not feel any kind of way if she laid hands on Leslie. No violence is not the answer, but it is when it is. y'all can go ahead and answer those questions, because I just have thoughts. I don't really have a ton of answers. The episode was all over the place. It was messy. It was shocking for shock value's sake and not really anything of really great substance. Bryce's excuse or answer for what went down is similar to what I was predicting in the last episode when I told y'all that somebody probably hacked them or whatever. He needs to stay his freaky ass off them sites. Like, I don't know. Like, talent writers, y'all really want us to care about this? Y'all really want us to care about this? We'll see where it goes. Y'all let me know what you thought about the episode in the comment section down below. It's your good sis, you love to talk TV with, and I'll see you in the next one.